Hey guys, I've got a new rebind to show you guys from an awesome up-and-coming rebinder, Daniel Thrailkill from LOGOS Rebinding. Daniel has got crazy skills, whether it's musically or rebinding, as you're about to see. And I had been seeing a lot of his progression of his work. This is his 63rd rebind, so he hasn't been doing it real long. But seeing how skilled his work was and how high the craftsmanship already was, I felt it necessary to send him a legit rebind candidate. So I sent him my Lego verse by verse. And it's one that I've held off rebinding for a long time, but I knew this was the right occasion. Stick around. Alright guys, so rebinding is definitely a very detail-oriented industry. Just like how anyone can play guitar, those who are really talented at it, they hone their craft. They get better. Even when they're really good, they get better. We've seen that with Jeffrey Rice. We've seen that with Ben Vinoy. We've seen that with Joseph Ramsey. We've seen that with David Delfino. We've seen that with so many other rebinders in this community, and all of these folks have really honed their craft and they've worked their butt off to really, even when they're great, to get better. And I've seen Daniel has done this. He has continually tried to innovate, and his rebinds, I would argue that at 63, his 63rd rebind looks competitive. Really competitive. So let's take a look at this Bible. This edition is this waxy brown cowhide cover. When talking with Daniel, I really love this leather because of the texture. It really gave a lot of definition where you wanted to put definition, and I really like that. I like sharp lines. I like really great definition. If leather has character, I want that character emphasized, but when you try to put something onto the leather, I want it to really pop, really stand out. And this waxy brown cowhide really does a great job of that. The stamping is ultra clean and crisp. The full lays in so great. There's no bleed over with the hot press full. The tool work around the ribs, the raised ribs themselves, perfectly level. I mean, it just looks incredible. This one, I didn't have Daniel add any art gilting to this edition, and I'm so glad I did. I like it just how it is without any art gilting. He did a great combination of colors. He has this burgundy stitching around the perimeter of the cover, and he also did 3 10mm burgundy Beresford ribbons. He also added this great gold gilt line on the interior of the liner. I love that. It's really well done. You can either do it right or you can do it way wrong, and he did it right. I really like how he did this. I like how his corner work is very, very consistent. The pleating's very consistent. The radius of each corner is very consistent. That shows a really keen eye on detail. The stitching is straight. That, when you're first learning, that's one of the toughest things to get right, is having your stitching lines for your perimeter stitching exceptionally straight and parallel with the edge of the cover, the text block itself, so that there's no misleading line. So I had him surprise me as far as the rest of the edition. Pick out the colors, make it awesome. He picked out this lambskin liner. I'm so glad he did. This lambskin is one of my favorite. It has like this smoothness yet softness to it, and it does have some unique grain and some wrinkles, and he knows I love that stuff. I hope he picked out this section of leather because it has character. He also used some brown cardstock end sheets. Really quickly, I just want to speed through this Lego verse by verse and then kind of explain why it's pretty amazing and really highly sought after as a rebind candidate. Well, it's an ESV, and it's a verse by verse, single column, verse by verse. So you have a few really great single column verse by verse editions that are great rebind candidates. You have the 08 single column reference. You have the Lego verse by verse, which is a single column reference. You also have now the Preaching Bible verse by verse. So I was debating on whether to send my new ESV verse by verse Preaching Bible from Crossway or send this legendary Lego verse by verse. And I just felt like the Lego just fit really great. It's printed by Lego. That's why you call it the Lego verse by verse. And that's an Italian company. They make their own paper. The paper's fantastic. It has this beautiful verse by verse layout. The verse numbers are indented in. It has references in the gutter. You have a little bit of a wide margin. The only kind of hang up with this edition is it's a 9-point font. You do have a little better readability with a few other verse by verse editions. You can see again here on the back where it's edge lined for this beautiful lambskin liner. Also, check this out on the back of this cover, this waxy brown cowhide. It has a few little dimples and marks right there. I love that. I think it adds so much character to this, the back of this cover. I love that. I really do. The front looks great. The wrinkling, it has really great character, and that was one of my specific requests for Daniel, was that it have character, that it really kind of has a personality of its own. I really love his maker's mark here. You have this L with the sword and then the R, Logos Rebinding. You can also see Logos Rebinding imprinted right there as well. I love his attention to detail, all the little specifics that probably only a rebinder themselves would notice. I love the ribs, perfectly measured, hit exactly their mark on the spine. The printing is perfectly centered. Daniel did an amazing job. Logos Rebinding, you might as well get used to hearing that name. I'll leave a link for Logos Rebinding in the description below, so please contact him and schedule your next rebind. He blew me away with this Bible. I love this waxy brown cowhide. I love the brown lambskin liner. I love the Lego text block. So this Bible is the jam. I'm really happy with it. I love the color choices with the brown and the burgundy with the burgundy ribbons. It just is really well done. I cannot recommend Daniel enough. He was great and easy to work with. Really bent over backwards. I try not to ask too much. I really wanted him to kind of just do his thing, so I wasn't very particular until I saw the waxy brown cowhide. I was like, that's the one. That's what we need. That's the one I want. So if you found this video interesting, or if you learned something from it, or if you just enjoyed watching Bible reviews and videos like that, please give it a like. It helps the channel out. If you didn't like it, hit dislike twice. Do that for me. That would be great. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. And as always, thank you for watching. Take care and God bless.